We can't have a reunion like this with the Morning Brothers and Don here on 89.7 Power FM. I want to say it just a few more times while I still can. Without an episode of Mark Trail.
Oh.
Now, we got to set this up because this was something that it was something I wanted to do, but I thought that we were going to do it would be pre-produced like an old radio drama.
Yeah.
And we would do it all pre-recorded and just play it back. And Matt just brings the paper out and just starts doing it.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, well, let's try this. And so what Mark Trail was a comic strip in the newspaper when the newspaper was delivered every morning to this radio station in time for us to open up and look at it. And I wanted to pick one of the 3-panel comics that had a long story arc to see how long would it take for it for us to get from a beginning of a story till the end. And it usually was about 3 months of this. And Mark Trail was a character. He was a photographer for a magazine, and it was all about nature and
it was the weirdest. It was the weirdest choice. You could not have picked a weirder choice.
No, it was brilliant. It was Chris's comedic brilliance that nobody else could see.
You made it work because
you made it.
No,
work.
We did it together.
It was a team effort,
and we did it a little while later.
We shared a brain.
Once Matt left the show, and it was just Don and me, we did it for a little while, but Don didn't feel it as much. And although you did, I've been listening to the ones that we did together, and you would do your character voices, and I go, why did we stop?
Yeah.
But we probably should have just picked a different comic or something. But
I got a new contract.
Okay, but so it was about nature, and it was about these people, and it just took forever for things to happen. And when they did happen, but you would make it hilarious, and we would reenact things, or we'd make snarky comments. About it.
It was
built to be snarked at.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It didn't. It took itself way too seriously. It was not supposed to be a funny comic strip.
It had messages for the environment.
Yeah.
Yes, that's so true.
So it needed somebody like you two to really bring it back down to to earth.
And this one episode that we say goodbye to a special character that was on one of the story arcs for a long time, and I think it's very fitting for it to be on our final show here on Power FM. So why don't we listen to an episode of Mark Trail.
89.7 Power FM, 7:51. Lloyd with Human just before Strip My Name.
Hello, Lloyd.
From Jamie Smith there. Lloyd.
Hello, Lloyd.
Hello, Lloyd.
Where have you been?
Small Town Poets coming up in just a minute. Now
Where's my butter?
Now it's time for a gut-wrenching episode of Mark Trail and see what's happening out there at the Lost Forest. It's a goodbye day.
Oh, it's a very sad day.
Again.
How many times I got to say goodbye to this cat?
No, this cat, man. This is...
Well, you got one cat flying the helicopter here. Jim is, of course, taking Mark and Cherry and Nosy up in the helicopter. They're going to fly over into some, I guess this is some kind of reserve that they have set up for habitats of animals. And, some kind of protected forestry area where they can breed them and watch them and all this stuff is what I'm assuming.
And find love interests for them.
Because that was the first thing.
You got to have the love interests. It's exciting and new.
2 days of love.
Oh, yeah.
Exciting.
Come aboard, Nosy the Cougar. We're expecting you.
Man, they say the things that you like about a person are also the same things that annoy you. Mm-hmm. Case in point.
There you go.
You're annoyed with love?
I'm annoyed that you interrupted Mark Trail.
I'm annoyed with you.
That you don't like love.
Nobody interrupts Mark Trail.
I'm sorry. We'll start all over again from the top.
I told you. See, rule number 1. Don't interrupt Mark Trail.
Don't point at me. That's rule number 2.
Okay.
Don't get the palm action. Don't even go there.
So anyway, they're in the helicopter. They're flying Mark and Cherry and Nosy and Jim. Jim wears a tie. You got to like a guy that wears a tie.
Oh, yeah. It's a clip-on, too.
It is. But anyway, so they're up there, and he goes, we'll have a lot of game to hunt in his new territory. And talking about Nosy. So Nosy's going to have a lot of stuff to hunt as a cougar to catch, and plus the love interest that Chris mentioned.
No.
Oh, I can't stop myself. I can't stop. Love.
And so now they're flying. It looks like Joe is actually flying the helicopter. Jim is just, he's an agent of the whole thing. So Jim is just a friend of Mark's. But Joe's actually the helicopter flyer. And because he says, you can let her down, Joe. This is a place we're looking for right here. Because he saw the bald eagle up in the tree. And so that was the landmark.
You know what the bald eagle's thinking?
Yeah, bald eagle's thinking, rah! Cougar!
That's right. There's that cougar they promised me. There, look in the cougar. I'm a bird of prey.
I'm also an eagle. I'm also a client.
I was trying to think of a bald and hair joke.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something. That's the best I could do.
That was a big stretch, but I appreciated it.
Oh, I had to reach for it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so then they unload. They unload the cougar and they take the collar off this time. Mark says,
Finally.
This time we're taking off your collar. You're no longer a pet. You can eat us all alive right now.
Did he say that, really?
No.
Oh,
He
okay.
can said you taking off your collar. But I'm wondering tomorrow if we will find them all just trampled. And
Well, it's only
Jack Elrod's point is never take the collar off the
That's
cougar.
right.
And so, of course, Cherry's still all misty-eyed and just... I think of Dylan all the time when I see this, and I can't imagine having to turn your animal loose. And she goes, we'll miss you, Nosy, and rubs his little fur and kisses him on the nose. And now Nosy's free to go and hunt and be in the wild and mate and do all that stuff that cougars do.
Nosy's going to go, oh, yeah, I know
Yeah.
I know where you live.
Yeah, this sure beats Colts.
I smelt the entire trip, and I know how to get back there. I'll
I
be back
studied
there.
the flight plans of flying a helicopter.
I'll be there tomorrow.
You know, it'd be funny. What would be hilarious is if, because the Mays family with their plane, they're smuggling stuff in and out. If this was near wherever they pick up their drugs they're smuggling in, and like Ronnie lands his plane, knows he's like, that smells familiar, and sneaks on the plane, stows away. They get back and he gets off the plane and he's there again.
I
That
will
would be
pay
great.
you money
Oh.
if that happens in Mark Trail.
No,
That's
hey.
crazy.
Now, today's passage was about gambling, so we're going to... Well, you're just... that is a bet. You
That was
betting.
not a bet.
You were betting.
I just said I would pay him money, but I didn't bet him.
No, he didn't bet me. I don't have to pay her if I lose.
I
That
didn't
would be
say
a
how
bet.
much money. It's a token, really.
She just said
Okay.
she would pay me some money.
And wait a minute. No, wait a minute. This nosy voice you have here, this deep, nosy voice.
I know where you live.
He's grown up rather quickly, hasn't he? He's got the mature voice
Yeah.
going on here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fall in love here in a little bit. You know.
I don't picture Nosy sounding like that.
Oh yeah.
I think Nosy would have more of a French accent. He looked like.
You think?
I was going to have a colt, but I'll settle for whatever's in this nice little region you've brought me to. Thanks for removing my collar apparatus.
Well,
I don't know. We'll have to find out what's going to happen now.
Yep.
That's the end of the Nosy story. I got a feeling.
yeah.
Kind of like Tony and his son, or Tony and what was the old guy's
Well, it sounds
name?
like a soap
Tony's
opera, doesn't
dad
it?
that they reunited
It's been
ages
so long,
ago.
I don't remember.
It was like a year ago.
Crazy.
We haven't heard from them since. Haven't heard from Randy and little
That's
Robert.
right.
So that's what soap operas do. It's just a bunch of
opera.
name dropping and everything. So that was Mark Trail. We did that every morning and
It was the
did it
biggest
for a couple of years.
segment about nothing. I mean, it
Yeah.
was like Seinfeld revisited.
It was because every day he would write, Jack Elrod would write this thing, and nothing would happen. And I think
took
that's
a
why
while.
Chris pulled it up. Is like, why is it? And this was like one of the longest running comic strips.
Yes, it's been going
Well,
since
it
the
had to be
40s.
to get anything
Yeah.
done.
What else were they?
It was on. It's been in there since the 40s. It may still be in wherever papers are thrown today.
Yeah.
Nosy
So-
may have actually made a return by now. We don't know.
They
I
have-
just
you
think it's
they-
kind of sweet that Chris kind of has his cherry now, and they're
Oh,
off
that's
in the
right.
woods.
We're gonna head
Oh,
off the woods where the
yeah.
coyotes howl at night, right around sundown, and they kind of huddle together like they're a football team and go, "Where are we gonna go eat? Let's go." they're like the three Coyote Stooges.
I'm having
Tyler's like,
a
"That's true."
flashback right now to most mornings when Dawn and I would just lean back in our chair and let Chris go for a few minutes because he was kind of like somebody falling downstairs.
You gotta let Pinocchio make it all the way down to the bottom.
He's got to wait until he lands and stops,
Okay.
and then we can start again.
Okay.
And the trip was always funny. Don't get me wrong.
Well, Pinocchio falling
We
down the
enjoyed
stairs, I laugh every time I see it.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.